right, we're trying something new today. We're going to do a show called HoopChat, aka the internet-friendly hoops show. Carter and I are constantly scrolling the internet on Twitter, on Instagram, all of that. Sometimes we're FaceTiming, but we're always talking hoops. So we're combining all of that and making content out of it.
This is like when your significant other looks at you and she's like, what are you looking at? Why are you glued to your phone? Why are you on your phone? Well, this is what it is. We're going to bring you this content. You're going to see what we're going through on our phones on a daily basis. And most of the time, it's sports related and it's college hoop related. So this is the show for you.
Yeah, from now on, the answer to your queen when she asked that is, I'm watching HoopChat. And we can all be happy and we'll move on together, folks. That's what we're going to do. So let's start, Cart. It's browser time. Our friends at the Three Man Weave dropped their infamous top 100 player list as they do every offseason. Check it out for real. If you're unfamiliar with the Three Man Weave, they do fantastic work. They cover every team in the country. They give you previews, breakdowns, all of that. And this top 100 player list is very comprehensive and pretty damn good. But there are some things I disagree with. I'll throw it to you first, Carl. What'd you think of this list?
Yeah, I definitely disagree with some of it, but I feel like that's a part of like anybody's list. And I feel bad doing that because literally, if you were to ask me right now to make a list of 25 players, I would need until like the end of November to come up with that list. But yet these guys came out with this list that's 100 players plus. We got some honorable mention players as well. So shout out to our guys over at Three Man Weave. But when you make a list, they're being made to be torn apart. And there are some things on here that I just cannot get jiggy with. And there's one thing in particular that I think will be on the same page with G, but there's a certain point guard coming off a knee injury who only averaged 14-4 healthy as the number 8 player in college basketball. A Sir Colin Gillespie, good basketball player, top 10 college basketball player in the country. I say no.
Cart, the streets are saying he's the best guard in America. And my response to that is, well, then America stinks this year because if that's the best guard in America.
Or someone needs to tell those streets to shut the hell up.
Well, the sad part is they might be right. I mean, I think the people gunning for him right now are Curbelo and Jaden Ivey, who are also pretty high up on this list. I guess Johnny Juzang and Marcus Carr. But if we're talking point guards, I don't know. Maybe I can squint and see Gillespie, but I'm with you.
Are you taking Max Abmas?
I'm taking Abmas over Gillespie, yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm just scrolling this right now, and there's just a lot of guards that I'm taking, a lot of point guards that I think I would take over him.
I mean, I'm taking Kennedy Chandler over him. I'm taking a lot of the 5-star recruits that are coming in over him.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, there's depth. I don't know. I don't want to get this into, like, just an absolute shitting on Colin Gillespie, but this is just like a whole Villanova thing in a whole for me. Like, they lost their best player last year, and they do not have – Jeremiah Robinson Earl was their best player. If you watch Villanova, I think you would agree with me. That's their best player. He did it all. Gillespie's a good player, but if the fate of Villanova's season is riding on a Colin Gillespie, I just don't see that being like this top 5 team that people say Villanova are. Like, I'm just not with the Gillespie hype train. And he's coming off a knee injury. Like, that's not something not serious.
Yeah, I don't really get it. Other things that stood out to me on this list, if you go to the top 10, 5 Big Ten frontcourt players. I didn't realize how strong the conference was going to be in the paint until I read this. Obviously, the 2 Gonzaga bigs are in there. Drew Timme, 1 overall. Chet Holmgren, number 3. But you got Kofi Cockburn at number 2. You got EJ Liddell at number 5, which I disagree with. I would actually have him the lowest of this group of bigs. Hunter Dickinson, number 6. TJD from Indiana, number 7. Travion Williams, number 9. I don't know if it's actually going to pan out where those guys are all that good, but if it is, the conference is going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw this list, I was like, man, I hope all the reports coming out of Michigan State's camp about Marcus Bingham having a breakout senior season are true, because we're going to need it on a night-to-night basis. He's, like you just said, he's going to be playing top 10 players in college basketball. And also, I love Hunter Dickinson. You know I do. But I'd rather have EJ Liddell on my team.
Oh, come on. That's disrespectful.
Why? I think they're both
because EJ Liddell doesn't guard at all. EJ Liddell was the anchor of the 92nd best defense in America last year, and Hunter Dickinson was the anchor of the number 2 defense in
Kyle
America
Young
last
was
year.
The anchor.
Okay. Well, exactly.
And Hunter was not the anchor.
Yes, he was. They they had the second best 2-point defense in America last year. That's because they got a 7'1" one-handed center down there, swatting everything with his left.
I
Okay.
mean, I like EJ Liddell more. They're both going to be first. They both have a chance to be first team All-American type guys, but
And personally, I think you look like Michael Carter-Williams. Okay. So can we move on with the disrespect?
All right. I'm talking about disrespecting players and you just attack me personally, but we can move on.
I love you. I'm just kidding. Also, Michael Carter-Williams, good-looking guy. No offense.
No, he's ugly as hell.
Also, just a couple of quick things on this three-man weave thing before we jump to the next topic. They also dropped some bars. Like, I want to put some respect on the pen game of three-man weave. Like, we've got the Kofi Coburn section here. He's an immovable object, an unstoppable force, a behemoth of basketball bulk and brawn. Like, that just speaks to me on a metaphorical level. I love it.
No, I got to point one out too, because I literally saw this and, you know, bad on me. Got to watch a little more hoop, but I didn't watch a lot of SMU games last year. But Kendrick Davis might be my favorite player just off this description right here. The jitterbug of all jitterbugs. Davis is a masterful manipulator of defenses, probing with the dribble and carving them up with precision passing. I mean, that sign me up.
Jitterbug of all jitterbugs is an all-timer. All right, I want to just scroll through this list, and I'm going to name some players, and I simply want a one-word answer from you, too high or too low. Imani Bates, 13.
Perfect.
That wasn't too high or too low. I only gave you two options.
Oh, I can't. Okay.
You can go perfect. Perfect's fine. Perfect's fine.
All right.
Be real. We won't lie to the people. Jaden Ivey, 15.
I think that's too low.
Wow. Okay. High. I see it. Adam Flagler, 26. Baylor.
Wait, let me make sure I understand this right. If I say too high, that means that he should be.
Too high means he is overrated. Too low means he is underrated.
Okay. Flagler is too high.
Jalen Duren, 40.
Just right.
Caleb Love, 58.
If we're basing it off last season, that's too high.
I don't think we're basing it off last season, but okay.
I mean, I don't know. I'd like to see Caleb Love play without 9 bigs on the court with him at the same time. I think he could be a real good player.
Sure. Last one, Tyson Walker, 99.
Too low.
You don't look like you believe that for 1 second.
I mean, I don't want to be a homer, but at the same time, don't you think that is too low?
Pre-off season, I would have said yes. With the buzz I've heard, no, I don't.
With the buzz you heard.
I mean, it sounds like he's coming off the bench unless something changes. And I mean, 99 says he's the best player on Michigan State. I would have liked to see Max Christie on this list. He is not. I would have liked to see Joey Hauser on this list. He's in the honorable mention category. I don't think Tyson Walker will be the best player on Michigan State.
No, and I don't think Michigan State honestly wants Tyson Walker to be our best player either.
We'll see. It will be interesting. It will play itself out over time. All right, let's move on to some happiness. We're going to move over to IG, where we had Jon Rothstein getting married. Folks, if you follow Jon Rothstein, you've seen him at every gym in the country. You've seen the Rothstein reactions. My man is a connoisseur of college basketball and also of random deli meats and breakfast foods. But my man down the aisle with his queen, toast to you, Jon Rothstein. And actually, Cart, let's watch the video of Jon Rothstein's wedding.
Is Jon Rothstein rocking out with the live band to some Jay-Z off the black and white reel? He was feeling himself.
Okay, he was feeling himself, and I respect everybody feeling themselves on their wedding. It looks like it was the night of his life, as it should be. But 2 things. Live band, 1, and then 2, live band covering rap, not it. Not the move.
No, you want to know what the worst part about this is? And before I say this, congrats to you, Jon. Marriage is a beautiful thing. Happy life, happy wife. Many blessings to you moving forward. The fact that his caption is on all caps, this is marriage. Boo, virtual tomato, 0 out of 10. No, you don't. You drop the persona for the wedding post. We get it. This is May. This is the terms of endearment, whatever you say on Twitter. You drop that for the marriage post. I'm sorry. That's the rules.
Yeah, you do. It's a compromise, as many things are in life. I can speak from experience there. I couldn't watch that video without just like squinting my eyes and trying to see how many college coaches were in attendance. I would set the over under at 49 and a half college coaches who were at that wedding.
49.
You don't think so? Okay, maybe like 100 are invited at least. It has to be.
Oh, I think every Division I coach available got an invite. I don't think they all came.
So you think Jon Rothstein's conversion rate with college coaches with wedding invites is less than 1%?
Yeah, because sometimes it's not all about getting that invite. I went to Forbes top 50 list and I sent the invite to all of them because they'll probably just see it with their publicist and be like, oh shit, I owe that person money. And maybe I come up on a check, but they're not coming to my wedding, but I'll take a gift.
How early do you think Coach K RSVP'd no to the Rothstein wedding?
Probably right away. Especially if it was a QR code. He probably scanned it right to his phone, said no, and moved on.
Listen, I want to stand on record that I believe college coaches were there in droves. I really do. I couldn't see
not
them,
50 of them. I think there was 15 to 20.
Okay, maybe. I bet over 20. If I had to go over under 20, I'm going over. We'll see. How many college coaches will be at your wedding in November, Cart?
Well, because I'm having a November wedding, I might not have that many. They'll be in season, but I did invite a good amount of them.
That's tough.
Including Izzo.
Just poor planning by you.
Dude, when the wife wants to get married in a certain month, what am I supposed to say? No, because my friends are college basketball coaches. You say, yeah, you get the wedding you want.
That's true. Cart, while we are in the gram, there's a couple things that we have to discuss here. We got to be very clear about a couple things. We're not a body shaming podcast. We never will be. But there's been some noticeable, sizable, you could say, changes with a couple players down in the East Coast, in the ACC, in the Coastal Conference. Let's start with Duke. Trevor Keels, big recruit. For most teams, he'd be their big chip. For Duke, he's their third highest ranked incoming recruit this year. He's a guard, Carter. He doesn't look like a guard right now.
No, and everything we hear out of Duke is about the brotherhood. I was unaware that the brotherhood had an endless concession stand. Okay. He's wearing number 1. He's shaped like Zion. Okay. And I know the camera adds about 20 pounds, but I know it doesn't add 50. All right. The boy's looking thick. Pause. All right. It ain't a good look. And people who on Twitter saw it and people on Instagram saw it, and they're letting that boy have it. So I don't know, maybe he just put on the freshman 15, but that boy's looking large and in charge.
So part of this to me is that everybody else in that pick looks kind of scrawny, to be honest, like except Theo John, the Marquette transfer. Like he's been in the gym, he's ripped. I don't even recognize most of these dudes from Duke. Like they got a lot of new incomers this year, but like Trevor Keels is sitting front row in between like 3 or 4 of the skinniest dudes in this photo. And like, I have seen film of Trevor Keels. Like I follow him on Instagram. He has never looked like this. So this is either the worst picture taken of him ever, or my man has put on some serious weight.
Right. And he's always been a bigger guard, but he wasn't this. And you know what? I'm going to be on Trevor's side here because as a leader of Team Chunky, there's a couple rules and commandments that we go by. And one of the top 5 commandments is that you never, ever, under any circumstances, take any picture sitting down. There's nothing that you can do for you down there. Sitting down, no chance. You got to be upright. I know he's a guard. I know you got tall people around, but you're McDonald's All-American. Make it happen. Be like, Coach K, I want to be standing up. All right. If this 45 dude can stand up, then Trevor Keels can stand up. That's something you don't do. So,
hey, it's all about the angles. We know that. It's all about the angles. But look, if he's going to keep taking pics at this angle, we're going to have to start calling him Trevor Keel Bassa at some point because my man has had a few too many.
I guess we're just letting that Trevor Kielbasa line go, huh?
You didn't like that? Come on. I worked hard on that.
Did I expect better of you? Yes, but it's okay.
I thought it was solid. Let's move to Duke's rival. We're going to stay in the gram. We're going to go over to Bleacher Report. We have a picture, Carter, of Armando Bacot. I can't even say his name. I'm laughing.
Armando Bacot.
Armando Bacot. And Carter, if I can I make another pun? We're just going to have to start calling him Armando Bacot.
Bro, all right, this is funny. The photo is it's Photoshop.
How sure are we?
Bruh.
I mean, we're sure. We're
100% positive. His arms look like when SpongeBob got them inflatable boys. Like they just don't even fit his body. His arms are bigger than his torso. He just doesn't look right. I mean, it's funny. Like this, it's funny that he did this, but like there's actually people out there contemplating if this is real or not. Like obviously this is. Look at this dude's arms.
So Armando himself is in the comments, like ha ha ha, with a bunch of emojis here. My take on this is, why isn't every school in the country doing this? That would make the offseason so much more fun if like we're just photoshopping Hunter Dickinson looking like 7'9" now. That'd be great.
Yeah, or photoshopping him using his right hand.
Like I want to see Chet Holmgren with muscles. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let that right hand joke slide too. God damn it. Oh my God, this is hard. It's hard to podcast with you. It really is.
Yeah, well, you know what? That energy's reciprocated, all right? So that's why it works.
Have you ever photoshopped a picture of yourself?
Have I ever photoshopped a picture of myself?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want to elaborate on that or no?
I mean, shit, back in the day, I was like, I work out when I had the face toning app. But then I realized that health is wealth and I should probably get in shape.
You are the man who did call me last week on the side after a little Sleepers business meeting and say, I'm dead ass. We're posting thirst trap soon.
Bro, God forbid I get some abs. I promise you on my life, I'm going to be doing those thirst trap TikToks and we're about to get our clout up. I'm about to like be that guy that's like rocking jeans and boots with no shirt, doing yard work and shit. And I promise you it'll be run up on TikTok.
I can't wait for that day.
And then we lead them to our podcast. And then I do my podcast. And then we do the podcast. I do the podcast shirtless.
I'm not podcasting you if you're shirtless. I'm just not doing that.
What gives?
I don't want to see that. It's a family show, man.
Yeah. All right. Whatever.
Let's move on.
Well,
all right. Jumping over to the Twitter sphere, my favorite place on the internet.
Best app.
The best app. We had some hilarious news. Amunga Dekonb decommitted. And Amunga Dekonb is not a real person, Carter.
I'm disgusted that he isn't a real person, because this is not only the worst grammarly written decommitment note, but it's the funniest. I mean, the quotes in here are absolutely elite. I had to wait an hour for a bottle of juice, and that is not the hashtag Amunga way. I'm telling you, hashtag Cart's way is coming into play moving forward when things do not go my way and when things aren't going the way I want them to go. I'm telling you, this is an elite level note, but I can't believe so many people fell for this. This was all over Twitter.
Yeah, so it wasn't even like the sentence you just read was even worse than you said. Like 2 is spelled wrong, and there was no, like, I had to wait hour for juice. Like nothing here makes sense. I give credit to whoever pulled this, because I think like this is going to sound shitty, but like to pull off a good catfish takes some skill. Okay.
I definitely respect it. I'm a little disappointed that you didn't do this. This is your brand. I could definitely see you doing this.
Well, we may be interviewing someone next week that has experience with me pulling a little catfish prank on them. So maybe we'll drop that on the Sleepers podcast and we'll tell the story. Who knows? Little preview. But no, I think the funniest part to me is that like fans were actually sick about this. Like, and especially down in the Kentucky area, like Kentucky, Louisville, obviously big fan bases, but like I have a good feeling like there's a good portion of both of those fan bases that do not actually follow the recruits and just see like a star and a ranking and they freak out.
Right. And also like this tweet and this guy's Twitter account is still like active.
Yeah.
He's like congratulating other recruits for getting, he's talking about he got offers from these places and stuff like that. And he also ended the note hashtag L's down, which is elite.
He also has duped legitimate reporters. I'm not going to name names, but you know who you are. And you got duped.
You got.
You
got.
You know who didn't get got, Cart?
Sleepers Media. That's right. We ain't got. And we're also Sleepers Media. We're 1 for 1 in crystal ball. So that industry does not want us in that game, because I mean, we're shooting 100% from the field. That's all I'm saying.
Speaking of all you're saying, it's time for you to drop a bar and give a little Carter Elliott public service announcement.
First of all, thank everyone for listening to this. And I want you guys to listen and listen good. Don't just listen. I need you to really be attentive when I say this. The worst player in the NBA will walk into any gym, anywhere, anytime, and bust your ass. I do not like clickbait on Twitter when people call NBA players, oh, the average NBA player, he can walk into any gym and bust your ass. No shit, Sherlock. He's in the NBA. What do people not get about that? And this is specifically, Greg, we have the tweet here. Brad Ball is life.
Yeah.
He has a history of doing captions like this that really grind my goddamn gears. But he goes, just a reminder that your average NBA player will give you buckets.
Let's go to the film. Let's go to the film and confirm that this is true.
Like, should I go to Sleepers Media and say, just a reminder, I'm mixed with black and white? No, that's fucking obvious. Like, what are we talking about here?
Hey, Kelly Olynyk is feeding in this video, though. Like, as he should, obviously, as he should. But I'm just saying,
obviously he's like, did anyone think that Kelly Olynyk would come into these runs and not feed?
I didn't think he wouldn't feed, but I didn't know Kelly Olynyk could like off the bounce fade away to his right, going right, and that shit's smooth.
Who do you think Kelly Olynyk is?
I mean, a really good pick and pop four. I thought he might like catching off the shoot.
I got it up right now. What did Kelly Olynyk average last year
in the NBA?
Yep,
probably like,
in the NBA. Where else would he fucking play?
I don't know. We're talking about like Drew League or some shit. I don't know.
Oh my!
Probably
God.
like
no. Probably in the NBA last year in 70 games, what did Kelly Olynyk average?
Probably like 11-4.
No, 14-7.
Whoa. Okay.
And probably shot close to 40% from three.
How much of this is stereotypes?
I'm probably a lot. I mean, didn't Olynyk go to Gonzaga too?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, that definitely plays into it.
Like who's on the list that Kelly Olynyk was on of like NBA players that average YouTubers think stink?
Wait, say that again one time.
Like who else is on this list of NBA players that like YouTubers think stink?
Shit. With the way disrespect's getting nowadays, people think Ben Simmons stinks. So who knows?
That's true. I don't know.
I saw a tweet the other day that the Rockets said they wouldn't give up, or they'd rather have Jayshawn Tate moving forward than Ben Simmons.
I mean, that's extremely disrespectful. You know, I'm buying low on Ben Simmons. Like, I'll trade everybody in Detroit except for Cade for Ben Simmons.
I honestly would trade anybody on our team except for I agree. I would trade them for Ben Simmons.
Phone it in. Let's let it rock. All right. Well, thank you for educating.
This goes to everybody. You can talk about players. You can have your takes. But at the end of the day, you got to respect dudes that are in the NBA. They're in the NBA for a reason.
Can't just wake up one day and decide to go to the NBA.
You said what?
Can't just wake up one day and decide to go to the NBA.
Nah, that doesn't work like that. Tried it. Ended up here podcasting with you.
Hey, you also can't just wake up one day and decide to podcast like us. Let's just say that.
Yeah, that's big facts, man. We do this.
Hey, not a hobby. Kevin Kisker voice.
Not a hobby anymore.
Not a hobby.
Not a hobby at all. But yeah, just stop with the NBA player disrespect. All right. I get it. Like, I hate Andre Drummond. I talk a lot of shit about Andre Drummond, but Andre Drummond would bust my ass in one-on-one.
So you're a dedicated podcaster. You're actually skipping a men's league game that you could be at right now to record a couple things with us tonight. I appreciate and love you for that. Carter, if Andre Drummond filled in for you tonight at your men's league game, what are his numbers in that game?
Probably like a 40-minute game, running clock. Is he playing like for no? If he's not playing hard, probably 50, 30, and like 15 blocks, 20 blocks. He might get cooked though because he's a little liability on defense. But he go crazy. Like, it is what it is. Like, you see these clips of like these NBA players that go to LA Fitness and they look unreal no matter what. They could play 0 minutes in the NBA. I saw a video the other day, Rajon Tucker from Florida Gulf Coast. He can barely stay on a team, gets a bunch of 10 days, and he looked like fucking Michael Jordan in normal pickup runs. It is what it is.
It is what it is. You know, crazy to say this, but professional basketball players are really good at basketball.
Right. Yeah, and this is a low point for me because also we just spent about 5 minutes defending Kelly Olynyk. And that's not what I really want to do on my podcast.
I'm sorry. Hey, let's move on. In fact, Cart, are you seeing what I'm seeing right now?
Wait a goddamn bro.
We got hacked. We got somebody
no way,
hacked
right?
right now.
Is this like on this isn't fake like the tweet, is it?
No, this is folks. Mark Few's phone has been hacked, and you can see it right now. And my man has had too many to drink.
Bro, he cannot. What does that even say? Is he trying to say pick me? What's he trying to say in that?
Yo, my man needs a ride home. This ain't good. This is not good. This is not going to end well.
That's tough. I hate it. Someone's got to scoop him though, right?
I mean, I would hope so, but like, all right. I mean, let's be real. You're Mark Few. Like, go ahead, go have yourself a night. Go do your thing on the town in Spokane. Okay, I see you. But like, what are you doing, big fella? Like, this is a big season even for you. Like, I know normally you can do your thing. Like, you can probably pull up the games a little drunk and be fine. But like, you have Chet Holmgren this year. Just slow it down. Wait until November.
Right. Like, why are you stressed? Why are you stressed to the point that you have to do this? And also, you cannot tell me there's not one person in the state of Spokane, I'm sorry, in the state of Washington, that would go pick that man up if he wanted a ride. He could have asked anyone at the bar for a ride home, and they would have took him home. Like, call a GA, call an assistant coach, call the chancellor of Gonzaga. You can get a ride. DUIs aren't it, my guy. They're not.
You say that like you know from experience. You gotta
know a couple people with DUIs. I ain't getting behind no wheel car. I ain't like that. But come on, man. That's and on a more serious note. Like, come on, dog. Like, you can't get an Uber. You can't get a ride. Don't college teams have GAs?
Do we think this is like a pride thing? Like, I'm Mark Few. I can do what I want.
I hope it's not, because he got his ass whooped in that national championship game last year. He better tighten up.
Got to stay low and build. He got to be humbled a little bit, maybe.
That's fact. I mean, shit. Are we starting the agenda that Mark Few's players don't like him enough to pick him up drunk?
Whoa, I can get behind that. Honestly, though, he probably called Chat, and Chat was like, yeah, on my way, coach. But then he realized he couldn't fit in a car, so didn't work out.
Bro, I'm telling you, if something happened, like God forbid they had practice, I'm telling you, bro. Like, I had a couple of days of practice where, like, coach was on my ass, and then if he would have called me up drunk, I would have been like, boy, you shouldn't have made me run those suicides. Have fun walking. Would have hung that bitch up and dealt with it the next day of practice. So who knows? But come on, dog.
Yeah, but let's be real. If your coach called you, college you, at that time of night and said, hey, Carter, I'm drunk. I need you. You would have responded and be like, oh, yeah, this is good. Sorry, coach. Like,
no, because unlike Mark Few, I'm not a lightweight. I guess it's safe to say that Mark possibly had a few.
Oh, Carter. Well done. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. I could not let this podcast go without taking the opportunity to make that dad joke.
But in all seriousness, I hope Gonzaga loses every game this year.
Bro, they're going to be on his ass at those games, too. If any of those WCC schools know what's good for them, they be having all types of creative signs, maybe have a breathalyzer night at the Pepperdine home game. First 500 fans get a free breathalyzer.
Oh, my God. Well, let's hope that happens. Unfortunately, I don't think there's too many fans out west other than Gonzaga, maybe. The kennel looks kind of hype, but
just Gonzaga and then Sean Paul.
We should go to a Pepperdine game.
Dude, Pepperdine's dope. It's on the beach.
Let's go. What if we just made that our thing? What if you and I just went to every West Coast Conference game and like trolled the shit out of Mark Few all season? That'd
be a pretty expensive troll.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm down for it.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't.
It'd be fun. Definitely. All right. Cart, any final words?
Don't drink and drive. Don't hate on average NBA players. Don't do fake decommitments. Drop your brand when doing marriage posts. This was fun. I'm looking forward to doing more of these because there's always shit happening on the social media sphere at all times. So I'm excited to keep doing this.
And we get some Carter Elliott life lessons out of this. That sounds like a win-win to me. Thank you, brother. We'll talk soon.
Peace.